the silence that destroys a woman's ego. High-value men must know Stoic life lessons. Silence is a source of great strength. Lao Tzu. We often find ourselves in situations where the silence we choose to maintain speaks louder than any words we could say. Some men believe that constantly engaging, trying to fix every issue, or being endlessly available will earn them respect. But here's the truth. This approach can actually backfire, allowing a woman to take advantage of your patience and kindness. Today, we're diving into the powerful impact of silence on a woman's ego. What happens when you choose not to react, not to explain yourself, and instead allow your silence to do the talking? Understanding this dynamic is crucial for high-value men who seek to protect their self-respect and emotional well-being. Let's explore the Stoic lesson behind the strength of silence. First point, the restlessness of uncertainty. In the realm of relationships, the uncertainty that arises from silence is a tool often underestimated, yet it holds immense power, particularly when dealing with a woman who has grown accustomed to your attention. Women, by nature, are innately curious, and even when their interest in a man wanes, they still tend to linger, keeping an eye on his actions, driven by the need to decipher what's happening in his world. This curiosity is amplified if you were once the man who constantly sought her attention, who was always there, eager to please and unwilling to let go. But when you pull back and embrace silence, especially if there's still some lingering emotion on her side, be prepared for the whirlwind of doubt that follows. Silence, in this context, isn't just the absence of words. It becomes a powerful message in itself, a statement of your newfound independence and strength. As a high-value man, it's essential to recognize that this silence ignites a restlessness within her, a gnawing uncertainty that she cannot easily quell. She may not be overtly interested anymore, but the possibility that you might be moving on, or worse, finding solace in someone else, can be a bitter pill for her to swallow. This is where the dynamics of power subtly shift in your favor. You see, a woman who still harbors some feelings for you, even if she won't admit it, will go to great lengths to maintain contact, often through subtle means, dropping casual questions, fishing for information, or setting up scenarios to gauge your involvement with others. It's all part of a game where she seeks to control the narrative, to keep you within her sphere of influence without having to take any real responsibility for pushing you away in the first place. Comment, it's all just her game. The traps she sets are delicate yet deliberate. She might play the victim, painting you as the one who has changed, who has suddenly become distant or detached. In doing so, she avoids confronting her own role in the dynamic, refusing to acknowledge that her actions may have driven you to this point. This deflection is a common tactic. It allows her to maintain a semblance of control without having to face the consequences of her own behavior. The uncertainty she feels, the not knowing what you're up to or who you're with, eats away at her, driving her to seek answers not out of genuine concern, but from a need to regain control over the situation. And this is where your Stoic mindset comes into play. By maintaining your silence and not giving in to her attempts to draw you back in, you uphold your value and assert your boundaries. Key aspects of what it means to be a high-value man. This silence is not about playing games. It's about protecting your peace and demonstrating that you are not easily swayed by emotional manipulation. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In this case, the best response to her restlessness is to remain composed, to not let her uncertainty disrupt your inner calm. In modern life, where communication is instant and constant, choosing to withhold it becomes a powerful statement. It shows that you are not desperate for validation or approval, that you are confident enough in yourself to stand apart, even if it causes discomfort to others. This discomfort, however, is not your burden to bear. It is a reflection of her own insecurities, of her fear that she has lost the grip she once had on you. And in recognizing this, you gain the upper hand, not by being cruel or indifferent, but by simply refusing to play into her games. For the high-value man, embracing this Stoic mindset is crucial. It allows you to navigate relationships with clarity and purpose, without getting entangled in unnecessary drama. It teaches you the art of detachment, not as a means of avoiding connection, but as a way of ensuring that the connections you do maintain are healthy and respectful. Silence, when used wisely, can indeed destroy a woman's ego, not out of malice, but because it forces her to confront the reality that she is no longer the center of your world. And in doing so, it empowers you to move forward, to live your life on your own terms, free from the emotional games that once held you captive. So, remember, my friend, the restlessness of uncertainty is a powerful force. But when you master the art of silence, when you embody the Stoic mindset and live by the principles of Win Stoic, you become the high-value man who commands respect and lives life with a quiet confidence that no one can shake. Feel free to comment, "I am a high-value man." Second point, the desperation of losing control. When a man remains silent in the face of a woman who once held him under her thumb, it can create a seismic shift in the dynamics of their relationship. Picture this: a woman who has grown accustomed to a man's unwavering attention, someone who has always been there, ready to appease her every whim. She feels powerful, in control, almost as if she holds the reins of his emotions. This power dynamic can inflate her ego, making her believe that she's the one in control. But what happens when the man, who once seemed to hang on her every word, suddenly steps back, withdrawing his attention? The silence becomes deafening. It's as if the ground she stood on, solid and sure, begins to crumble. She realizes that the power she thought she had over him was an illusion, and that realization can be both terrifying and humbling. This is where the power of Stoicism shines. In moments of silence, a man demonstrates that his happiness is not tied to another's approval or attention. This tactic, often seen as a silent rebellion, can be more impactful than any words spoken. The woman, now desperate to regain her lost control, may start to chase after him, trying to reassert the dominance she thought she had. But here's the crucial point: if he gives in too quickly, the cycle resumes, and she regains her perceived power. However, if he remains firm, maintaining his stoic resolve, he sends a clear message that he is the master of his emotions, not her. This shift can lead to a dramatic reversal, where the woman, once so sure of her control, may find herself seeking his approval, perhaps even apologizing or pleading for his attention. Do you want that to happen? If so, comment, "I want that to happen." A modern example of this dynamic can be seen in the workplace. Imagine a scenario where a female manager has always had a male employee wrapped around her finger. He's always the first to volunteer for extra tasks, constantly seeks her approval, and goes out of his way to please her. She might begin to take him for granted, expecting his compliance without question. But one day, he decides to step back, no longer seeking her validation. He does his job well, but stops going the extra mile to appease her. Suddenly, she finds herself questioning her control over him, and in that moment, her ego takes a hit. She might start to approach him differently, perhaps even showing him more respect, because she realizes that her power over him was not as absolute as she once thought. So, what does this teach us? It teaches us that true power comes from within, from mastering our own emotions and not letting others dictate how we feel. This is Stoicism today, an understanding that happiness and control come from within, not from external validation. Ask yourself, how often do you let someone else's actions or opinions dictate your mood or decisions? What would happen if, instead, you chose silence and inner strength? The lesson here is clear. The person who controls their emotions, who does not react impulsively to the whims of others, holds the true power. This is the essence of Stoic happiness, finding peace and strength within oneself, regardless of external circumstances. Third point, the blow to her ego. Imagine you're a man who's always been there for a woman, attending to her every need, offering your support, and allowing her to feel like she's in complete control of the relationship. She sees you as a constant in her life, someone she can count on to be there at her beck and call. To her, it's a position of power, almost as if she's a queen and you are her loyal subject. This dynamic inflates her ego, giving her a sense of superiority and control over you. But then, something shifts. You decide to change the rules of the game, and you go silent. You withdraw the attention and privileges she had become so accustomed to, and suddenly, the power she held over you begins to crumble. The house of cards she built starts to fall, and her ego takes a serious hit. The power she once wielded so effortlessly is now slipping through her fingers, and it's a devastating blow to her self-esteem. This moment is crucial because it's when she realizes that she is no longer in control, and the desperation to regain that power kicks in. She might try various tactics to reclaim what she's lost, provoking jealousy, playing the victim, or using any other means to manipulate the situation in her favor. This is where you, as a man of high value, need to exercise caution. It's essential to carefully observe her behavior during this time. Will she acknowledge her mistakes and change her behavior, or will she continue to act as if she still holds the reins? This is a critical juncture where you must ask yourself, is she truly changing, or is she merely trying to regain control? What do you think? Comment yes if you think she has been changed. Comment no if you think it is not enough. According to Stoic life lessons, this is a test of both your resolve and her sincerity. The great philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote perfectly encapsulates the situation at hand. Your reaction to her attempts to regain control will determine the course of the relationship. It's important to remember that silence is a powerful tool. When you withdraw, it forces her to confront the reality of her actions and the impact they've had on you. This period of silence is not about punishment, but rather about giving her the space to reflect on her behavior and make necessary changes. But the question remains, how will she respond? Will she take responsibility for her actions, or will she continue to manipulate and control? This is where your observation skills come into play. You must pay close attention to her actions, not just her words. Words can be deceptive, but actions reveal true intentions. Will she show through her behavior that she values the relationship enough to change, or will she continue to act as if she is in control? This is not just about her, but also about you. What is Stoicism teaching you in this situation? It's about understanding that you have the power to choose your reaction and control your emotions. You are not at the mercy of her whims. Instead, you are in control of your actions and decisions. By choosing silence, you are not playing a game. You are setting a boundary and protecting your own self-worth. Please comment, "I choose silence." So, the next time you find yourself in a situation where a woman's ego has been bruised by your silence, remember the teachings of Stoicism. Observe her closely. Does she demonstrate genuine change, or is she merely trying to regain control? And most importantly, how will you choose to respond? The way you handle this situation will not only affect your relationship with her, but also your own growth and development as a high-value man. Fourth point, she desperately seeks your validation. As high-value men striving to cultivate a Stoic mindset, it's essential to recognize the power of validation and the silence that follows when it is withheld. Many men, unknowingly, find themselves ensnared in the emotional tug-of-war where a woman constantly seeks their approval. This dynamic often begins with the best intentions, complimenting her, showering her with attention, and bending over backward to meet her every need. Yet, in this well-meaning effort, the balance of power subtly shifts, making her the center of your universe. This relentless pursuit of her happiness might seem noble, but it can create an emotional dependency where she becomes less concerned with genuine love and more focused on the attention you provide. It's akin to being the sun in her world. When you pull away, her world plunges into darkness, leaving her grappling with the shadows of her own insecurities. This validation, while it may appear as a gesture of affection, is often a double-edged sword. For many women, the attention they seek isn't just about love. It's about affirming their worth. The moment you step back, the very foundation of her self-assurance begins to crumble, triggering a profound sense of loss. This isn't merely a loss of love, it's the loss of the validation that kept her ego afloat. When you choose silence, when you decide to focus on your emotional well-being rather than feeding this cycle, you may notice a shift in her behavior. Suddenly, the woman who once seemed indifferent might start to chase after you, desperate to reclaim the validation she once took for granted. This reaction isn't purely driven by love, but by a deeper need to restore the comfort and security that your presence once provided. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into the trap of constant reassurance, especially in a society that often equates attention with affection. But as a man embracing a Stoic mindset, it's crucial to recognize when this dynamic becomes toxic. Silence, when used wisely, can be a powerful tool for self-preservation and growth. It forces both you and her to confront the underlying insecurities that drive this need for validation. By stepping back, you're not only reclaiming your power, but also encouraging her to seek validation from within, rather than relying on external sources. This isn't about playing games or manipulating emotions. It's about understanding the profound impact that silence can have in a relationship. It's about recognizing that true strength lies not in constantly giving, but in knowing when to hold back and allow both parties to grow independently. Marcus Aurelius, a great Stoic philosopher, once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In this context, it means that instead of engaging in the same patterns of emotional dependence, you choose to rise above it. You choose silence as a way to maintain your integrity and protect your peace. This Stoic approach, embodied by high-value men, is not about abandoning her, but about setting healthy boundaries that foster mutual respect and personal growth. As you navigate this path, remember that silence isn't the absence of communication. It's a powerful form of expression. It's a statement that says, "I value myself enough to step back." It's a reminder that your worth isn't defined by the attention you give, but by the strength of character you maintain. Let's comment, "I value myself enough to step back." In the end, the silence that initially causes her to question herself may become the very catalyst for her growth, just as it strengthens your own Stoic mindset. In this process, both of you can find a deeper, more authentic connection that isn't built on the shaky foundation of constant validation, but on mutual respect and inner strength. This is the essence of what it means to win Stoic, by holding firm to your values and letting silence do the talking. Fifth point, the importance of honest communication. The fifth point, in understanding the intricate dance of relationships, particularly those that high-value men must navigate, centers around the indispensable role of honest communication. In any relationship, silence can serve as a potent tool, capable of diffusing tension, offering a moment of reflection, or even preserving dignity in the face of emotional turmoil. However, when wielded as a means to sidestep necessary conversations or avoid confrontation, silence transforms into a destructive force, eroding the very foundation of trust and intimacy that relationships rely on. Consider the scenario. You and your partner have hit a rough patch, and instead of addressing the root of the issue, one of you chooses silence. Initially, this might seem like a way to keep the peace, to avoid a heated argument, or simply because the words seem too difficult to say. But what starts as a quiet moment of introspection can quickly turn into days, weeks, or even months of unresolved tension. The silence grows, creating a chasm between you that becomes increasingly difficult to bridge. Resentment festers, misunderstandings multiply, and emotional distance becomes the norm rather than the exception. This is the silence that can quietly, yet effectively, destroy a woman's ego, or anyone's ego for that matter, by making them feel unheard, unvalued, and disconnected. It's vital to remember that the strength of a relationship is not measured by the absence of conflict, but by the ability to navigate and resolve conflicts through open and sincere communication. High-value men, those who are stoic in their approach to life, understand that clear, respectful dialogue is not a sign of weakness, but a hallmark of true strength. Stoic happiness, rooted in self-control and emotional resilience, does not mean suppressing feelings or avoiding difficult conversations. Instead, It encourages a balanced expression of thoughts and emotions, ensuring that both partners feel seen, heard, and understood. Imagine a modern-day scenario where a man embodying the principles of Stoicism today chooses to address a brewing issue with his partner. Instead of retreating into silence, he calmly articulates his concerns, listens actively to her perspective, and together they work through the issue with empathy and mutual respect. This approach not only prevents the silent erosion of their relationship, but also fortifies their emotional bond, making it stronger and more resilient in the face of future challenges. This is not merely about avoiding conflict. It's about building a deeper connection, one that can withstand the inevitable storms of life. But let's delve deeper. Why do some men, perhaps even those striving to be high value, choose silence over speech? Often, it's rooted in a fear of vulnerability, a concern that expressing emotions might be seen as a weakness. Yet the paradox here is that true strength lies in the willingness to be vulnerable, to confront discomfort head-on rather than allowing it to linger in the shadows. A Stoic mindset does not shy away from discomfort, but faces it with courage and composure. In this light, silence used as a shield is not a tool of Stoicism, but a barrier to it. As you reflect on this, consider the times in your own life when silence has served as a double-edged sword. Have there been moments when you chose silence over honest communication? What were the consequences? Did it lead to a resolution, or did it deepen the divide? These are the questions that high-value men must ask themselves to grow and develop in their relationships and personal lives. In conclusion, while silence can have its place in relationships, it is essential to recognize when it becomes a barrier to connection rather than a tool for peace. Honest communication is the bedrock of any meaningful relationship, and its absence can lead to a slow, silent destruction of the very bond you seek to protect. The lesson here is clear. Do not let silence destroy what could be saved through a few sincere words. Embrace the Stoic principles of self-awareness, emotional control, and the courage to speak your truth, for it is in these moments of honesty that true connection is forged. Remember, Stoic happiness is not about avoiding the challenges of relationships, but facing them with wisdom, strength, and an open heart. Stoicism today calls for a balance between silence and speech, between reflection and action. So, as you navigate the complexities of your relationships, ask yourself, am I choosing silence as a means of avoidance, or am I using my voice to build a stronger, more resilient bond? The answer may very well determine the quality of your relationships and your journey toward becoming a high-value man. Now, sixth point, the awakening of self-worth. When a man who has long been the pillar of support and attention in a woman's life suddenly steps back into silence, it creates a space that compels her to confront a truth she may have long avoided. For a woman accustomed to basking in the constant warmth of his attention, this sudden quiet can feel like a jarring void, a void that quickly transforms into a mirror, reflecting her deepest insecurities and unmet needs. The absence of his validation, which she may have taken for granted, forces her to reassess where her true value lies. This is where the Stoic mindset reveals its profound influence. Not only does it strengthen the man who practices it, but it also ignites a journey of self-discovery and growth in those around him. In this newfound silence, she may come to realize that her self-worth was precariously balanced on the external validation she received, particularly from him. The revelation can be painful, as it uncovers a dependency that may have been eroding her sense of independence all along. Yet this pain is coupled with an unexpected sense of liberation. Freed from the crutch of his constant approval, she is presented with an opportunity to reclaim her power, to redefine her sense of worth on her terms. This moment of realization is a pivotal point, marking the beginning of her journey toward true Stoic happiness. Not just for the man who has embraced this path, but for her as well, as she begins to understand that her strength and resilience come from within. As she navigates this silence, what once felt like a weapon of neglect gradually reveals itself as a tool for profound personal growth. It teaches her that genuine self-worth is not found in the fleeting attention of others, but in the quiet confidence that grows from within. Encouraged by the absence of his presence, she embarks on a journey of self-discovery, finding strength in solitude and building a foundation of self-respect that remains unshaken by the comings and goings of others. This is the silent yet powerful lesson that the Stoic mindset imparts. Not through grand gestures or eloquent words, but through the quiet, unwavering resolve that inspires others to find their inner strength. As Epictetus wisely said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This Stoic principle rings true here, illustrating how the silence of one can awaken the self-worth of another, ultimately leading to a deeper understanding of what it means to live with true Stoic resilience and independence. If you find the content above useful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, or simply comment, "Great." That is a very motivating compliment for us. Thank you very much. In modern life, where so much of our value is often placed on external validation, whether through social media, relationships, or professional achievements, the wisdom of Stoicism provides a refreshing perspective. It reminds us that our worth is not defined by the approval or attention of others, but by our inner strength and the quiet confidence we cultivate within ourselves. For high-value men, this understanding is crucial. It not only guides their actions, but also influences those around them, encouraging a deeper, more resilient sense of self-worth that stands the test of time. Embracing this Stoic lesson, both men and women can learn to navigate the complexities of modern relationships with a sense of calm, purpose, and unwavering self-respect, truly embodying the principles of Stoic and high-value living. 7th point, the liberation of emotional detachment. In the journey of becoming a high-value man, one of the most transformative skills you can develop is the art of emotional detachment. This isn't about shutting off your emotions or becoming cold-hearted. Rather, it's about mastering the ability to maintain your inner peace and clarity, no matter what life throws your way. In relationships especially, this emotional detachment can be a game-changer. Picture a scenario where a woman, who once had a strong hold over your emotions, suddenly finds herself unable to stir the same reactions from you. This shift can be confusing, even unsettling for her. Why? Because the man she once saw as reactive and easily influenced by her moods now stands calm, composed and unbothered. This new dynamic signals the start of a different phase in the relationship, one where emotional games lose their power and genuine respect starts to take root. Emotional detachment, a key principle in Stoicism today, is all about taking control of your inner world. Emotions are natural and human, but they shouldn't control your actions or determine your self-worth. When you practice this form of detachment, you're not rejecting your partner, you're choosing to safeguard your own mental and emotional well-being. This decision often pushes the woman to reconsider her behavior, to reflect on how her actions affect you, and to either meet you at this new level of emotional maturity or risk losing you. For a high-value man, this detachment is liberating. It frees you from the emotional chaos that relationships can sometimes bring and enables you to navigate life with a clear mind and steady heart. You become less reactive, more thoughtful in your decisions, and more aligned with your values and long-term goals instead of being swayed by fleeting emotions. Emotional detachment, therefore, is not just a tactic for dealing with others, but a core component of the Stoic mindset, a mindset that values inner peace and self-control above all else. Consider this in a modern context. Think about a successful entrepreneur who remains calm and focused even when a major business deal falls through. His ability to detach emotionally from the immediate disappointment allows him to see the situation clearly, make rational decisions, and move forward with a plan. In the same way, a high-value man in a relationship who masters emotional detachment shows a woman that his strength comes not from the intensity of his emotions, but from his ability to master them. This kind of strength encourages healthier, more respectful relationships, where both partners engage with each other from a place of mutual respect and understanding, rather than falling into the destructive patterns of emotional dependency. So, ask yourself, how would your relationships change if you embraced emotional detachment? What impact would it have on your sense of Stoic happiness and your overall approach to life? By prioritizing your inner peace and developing this Stoic mindset, you not only empower yourself, but also set a powerful example for others. In doing so, you'll find that the liberation of emotional detachment not only protects your well-being, but also enhances the quality of your connections with others. In conclusion, remember that the true strength of a high-value man lies not in how intensely he feels, but in how effectively he manages those feelings. By mastering emotional detachment, you create a foundation of respect and understanding that can transform your relationships and your life. This is the essence of Stoicism today, finding peace within yourself and radiating that peace to the world around you. As we wrap up today's discussion on the 8 foolproof ways to ignore a woman and make her chase you, I hope you've found valuable insights that can help you navigate relationships with greater confidence and clarity. Remember, being a high-value man isn't just about tactics. It's about self-respect and understanding your worth. How do you plan to apply these principles to your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Win Stoic for more Stoic life lessons that guide you towards personal growth and happiness. 11 silent actions to show your loved one your true worth. Stoic life lessons. In the journey of understanding relationships and personal value, silence plays a powerful role that can both destroy and uplift. On one hand, the silence that destroys a woman's ego reveals how strategic quietness can impact dynamics especially for high-value men. On the other hand, 11 silent actions to show your loved one. Your true worth emphasizes the positive side of silence, using it as a tool to demonstrate your value without uttering a single word. Together, these Stoic life lessons underscore the duality of silence in relationships, teaching us how to wield it wisely to both protect and enhance our connections. Join me as we explore 11 silent actions rooted in Stoic philosophy, each a beacon guiding us towards deeper understanding and richer connections. I urge you to reflect, to engage, and to share your insights in the comments below. Together, let's cultivate a community of wisdom seekers committed to personal growth and lasting happiness. Are you ready to embark on this voyage of self-discovery and relationship enrichment? Let's dive in. Lesson 1. Setting boundaries silently. Stoicism teaches us that actions speak louder than words, especially when it comes to demonstrating our values and setting boundaries in relationships. It's easy to talk about our standards and what we won't tolerate, but the real test arises when we're faced with situations that challenge those boundaries. Will we stand firm or falter? Picture this scenario. Honesty is a core value for you, yet someone tells a lie. How you respond in that moment speaks volumes about your commitment to your principles. Do you confront the falsehood calmly, or do you withdraw? Stoicism reminds us that we possess the power to choose our reactions. When someone crosses a line, it's our response that reinforces our boundaries, not merely our words. Do we brush it off, or do we assert ourselves in a manner that reflects our self-respect? These seemingly minor interactions are where our boundaries are put to the test, requiring us to stay true to our values amidst life's twists and turns. This is where the concept of Stoic mindfulness becomes invaluable. It's about being authentic and assertive, without veering into stubbornness or rigidity. When we embody this mindset, others take notice, recognizing us as individuals who not only set boundaries, but also prioritize self-worth. Now, let's weave in a relatable story from modern life to illustrate these principles. Imagine you're at work, and a colleague consistently takes credit for your ideas. You have two options: confront the situation head-on, or remain silent to avoid conflict. Your choice not only reflects your boundaries, but also sends a message about your self-worth. By addressing the issue calmly yet firmly, you assert your value and uphold your integrity, embodying the essence of Stoic practice in action. So, how can we practice Stoicism in our daily lives and always be silent in 11 situations? It starts with recognizing our values and setting clear boundaries based on them. Then, it's about staying mindful of our responses, ensuring they reflect our principles even in the face of adversity. Remember, it's not just about what we say, but how we act that truly defines our worth. Lesson 2. Understanding your true worth. Welcome, fellow seekers of inner tranquility and genuine connection. In the realm of relationships, how does practical Stoicism illuminate the path to understanding our intrinsic value? It beckons us to focus not on external validations, but on the mastery of our own self-worth, firmly grasped within the contours of our consciousness. Imagine yourself as a gemstone, each facet gleaming with inherent worth, irrespective of external recognition. Stoicism teaches us that our value transcends fleeting affirmations. It resides in the integrity of our character, the steadfastness of our principles, and the authenticity of our deeds. In a world where the allure of social approval of 11 eclipses, introspection, rejections, and inadequacies become familiar companions on our journey. Yet anchored in the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius' Stoicism, we realize that our worth is impervious to external judgments. It emanates from the depths of our being, shaped by the compass of our virtues and the constancy of our convictions. Pause, then, in the quietude of contemplation and delve into the recesses of your soul. Beyond surface, accolades lie the essence of your being, the noble virtues that define your character. Embrace compassion, embody integrity, and honor truthfulness as the pillars of your existence. Remember, dear traveler on the path of practical Stoicism, that the pursuit of self-worth is not a solitary endeavor, but a perpetual voyage of self-discovery. Each dawn heralds a new chapter in this odyssey, an opportunity to reaffirm your inherent value independent of external accolades. Embrace this journey with steadfast resolve, knowing that within you lies a treasure trove of virtues waiting to be unearthed. Cultivate self-awareness, honor your virtues, and forge connections rooted in authenticity rather than superficial validations. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Thus, embark on this journey with courage and conviction, knowing that true worth emanates not from external affirmations, but from the steadfastness of your character. Lesson 3. Embrace dignity. Stoicism, 11 misunderstood as a cold, emotionless philosophy, is far from that. It's not about suppressing feelings, but about wisely choosing where to direct our energy. Have you ever felt the pressure to impress someone, losing sight of your true self in the process? But here's the truth. Your worth isn't tied to superficial things. It's about being genuine, confident, and comfortable in your own skin. Think about it like this. Imagine two students giving presentations. One puts on a show, using fancy words and gestures, while the other speaks calmly and authentically. Who leaves a lasting impression? It's usually the one who stays true to themselves. That's the essence of presenting oneself with dignity. The Stoics, champions of self-control and virtue, preached the importance of living honestly. So, how does this apply to modern dating? It's simple. Be yourself. Embrace your passions, interests, quirks. They're what make you unique. It's not about pretending. It's about being unapologetically you. And remember, how you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. If you're constantly putting yourself down, you're inviting others to do the same. But when you value yourself, your time, emotions, and boundaries, you send a powerful message. I deserve respect. Epictetus, a wise Stoic, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Are you acting out of desperation or dignity? Are you compromising your values to fit in, or are you standing firm in your principles?" And here's the kicker. Nobody's asking for perfection. We all stumble, make mistakes. What counts is how we rise from those moments. Now, let's pause and ponder. How can we show ourselves more dignity? How can you start practicing modern Stoicism in your relationships today? What steps can you take to honor your true worth and present yourself with dignity? Take a moment to think about it, and remember, your journey toward self-respect begins with a single step. My friend, you're an amazing person. You deserve the best. Please comment, "I am a Stoic," to confirm it. Lesson 4. Be ready to walk away. In the symphony of life, there's a silent yet powerful melody that resonates with those who seek to understand the profound essence of Stoicism. Picture this: 11 silent actions to show your loved one your true worth. In a world filled with noise, these actions speak volumes without uttering a single word. In the realm of Stoicism, there exists a profound notion of discernment, the art of knowing when to hold on and when to release, not in indifference, but in alignment with our intrinsic values. Have you not found yourself at the crossroads of knowing you deserve more, yet hesitating to depart? Yet Stoicism beckons. True fortitude emerges when we recognize our agency to depart from situations incongruent with our essence, choosing a path of integrity. Delving deeper, the essence of readiness to depart embodies self-respect. It signifies an unwavering commitment to one's principles and an intimate awareness of self-worth. Departure need not always be grandiose. Oftentimes it's a silent resolve, a tranquil acknowledgement that the present milieu no longer aligns with our trajectory. Admittedly, the prospect can evoke trepidation. The nebulous expanse of tomorrow can be daunting. This shift in perspective metamorphoses our reality. When we grasp the reins of our relationships, recognizing them as reflections of our values rather than shackles of fear, the paradigm shifts. No longer are we tethered by desperation or apprehension. Our presence is a deliberate testament to our authentic volition. Crucially, in the act of courageous departure, we carve out space for the fruition of our true desires. By fostering an intimate understanding of our intrinsic worth and aligning our actions with our core values, we cultivate relationships rooted in authenticity and mutual respect. Remember, in the journey of love and connection, silence speaks volumes. It's not merely the absence of noise, but the presence of profound understanding and unwavering integrity. For in the silent actions of self-respect and discernment lies the true essence of love and the undeniable allure of Stoic wisdom. Lesson 5. The Silent Language. Imagine this scenario. You're navigating the intricacies of relationships, trying to figure out how to show your true worth without giving everything away too soon. It might seem a bit old-fashioned or strict, but let's explore the wisdom of Stoicism and how it can guide us in this modern dating landscape. Picture this. Instead of rushing to share every detail of your life, take a step back. Why? Because when something is always readily available, it loses its charm. It's like the Stoic morning routine, where you intentionally set the tone for the day ahead. Boundaries are crucial, and they start with how you present yourself. Dressing stylishly yet modestly sends a message: I respect myself. It's not about hiding, it's about maintaining a sense of mystery. Now let's talk about time and focus. In a world of constant distractions, being selective about who receives your time is empowering. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you're with someone, be fully present. Emotional self-mastery is another cornerstone of Stoicism. It's about maintaining inner peace amidst chaos. As Epictetus wisely stated, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Don't let minor setbacks derail you. Instead, focus on what you can control, your reactions and mindset. Now, this doesn't mean you should be emotionless. Authentic connections are vital. However, there's beauty in taking things slow, building relationships based on depth rather than instant gratification. Setting boundaries isn't about manipulation, it's about self-respect. So, let's embrace a bit of Stoicism in our approach to relationships. It's about finding balance, valuing ourselves, and fostering connections that withstand the test of time. As Seneca aptly put it, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. Cheers to that. Lesson 6. Deeds over words. Picture this, a serene evening where the whispers of ancient wisdom meet the hustle of modern life. Welcome to a journey where practical Stoicism intertwines with the essence of true worth in relationships. In the realm of practical Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius, a beacon of wisdom, once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." In the tapestry of relationships, Stoicism unveils the art of discerning truth from illusion. Amidst a world where rhetoric often outshines reality, practical Stoicism beckons us to heed the silent whispers of actions. Imagine a scenario: captivating words weave a spell, promising a utopian future, yet actions falter, failing to harmonize with the melody of promises. Here, the Stoic sage nods knowingly, for actions, not words, unveil the essence of authenticity. As we navigate the labyrinth of relationships, Stoicism serves as our compass, guiding us to discern the genuine from the illusory. Marcus Aurelius, the paragon of practical Stoicism, reminds us that true worth lies not in eloquent speeches, but in steadfast actions. It's a shift in perspective, a recalibration of our senses to focus not on the allure of words, but on the substance of deeds. But practical Stoicism isn't merely about skepticism or doubt. It's about wisdom, about safeguarding our hearts with a shield of discernment. It's a call to arms, urging us to transcend the allure of rhetoric and embrace the clarity of reason. So let us heed the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Let us pay homage to the silent symphony of actions that reverberate through the corridors of time. For in the dance of love and relationships, it is not the words that echo loudest, but the silent footsteps of deeds. As you traverse the landscape of relationships, let Stoicism be your guiding beacon, illuminating the path with the clarity of reason. Embrace the Stoic mindset, not as a shield against love, but as a lantern to guide you through its labyrinthine depths. And in the symphony of life, let your actions resonate with the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, for therein lies the true worth of your character. Thank you for being part of today's video. Before we proceed, I want to thank you for your participation in our community. Feel free to share your thoughts or simply comment, "I am a newbie," if you're new, or "I am a Stoic," if you've been around. Your interaction is a great source of motivation for us. Let's continue this journey together, shall we? Lesson 7. Building healthy doubt. Picture this, a journey where skepticism becomes a superpower, guiding us through the maze of romance, ensuring our hearts remain steadfast amidst the allure of sweet promises and fleeting gestures. As Marcus Aurelius, the paragon of Stoic philosophy, once said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." Join me as we unravel the 11 silent actions rooted in Stoicism, unveiling how they unveil your true worth and fortify the foundations of love. Think of those moments when words weave a captivating tale, drawing us in despite the whispers of caution. It's about observing, questioning, and resisting the temptation to surrender blindly to emotion's sway. Imagine encountering someone new, their words painting a beautiful future in vibrant hues. A skeptic's mindset advises caution, urging us to watch, wait, and discern if actions mirror promises. This brand of skepticism isn't about interrogation or doubt, it's about mindful consideration. Stoics championed the marriage of logic and emotion, advocating for clarity amidst the tempest of feelings. In relationships, this union is invaluable, allowing us to see beyond the veil of infatuation and discern the substance beneath the surface. Crucially, embracing skepticism safeguards our hearts, ensuring we don't leap into the unknown without a tether to reality. It's about understanding the other without projecting our desires onto them, allowing genuine connection to blossom organically. So let's embrace Stoic skepticism as a shield that doesn't isolate but rather empowers, guiding us towards authentic connections rooted in truth. Amidst the noise of romantic ideals and societal pressures, cultivating a skeptic's mindset serves as a compass, guiding us towards relationships grounded in authenticity. So, let's heed the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and approach love with discernment, embracing the silent actions of Stoicism to unveil our true worth and fortify the bonds that endure. Lesson 8. Saying no with confidence. In the realm of modern Stoicism, mastering the art of saying no in relationships is akin to a silent yet powerful act of self-respect and integrity. Picture this. You find yourself in a relationship where your partner suggests something that doesn't sit well with your values or feels like it's moving too fast. Courageously saying no in such instances isn't just about standing your ground. It's a testament to valuing yourself, your beliefs, and your boundaries. That nagging voice in your head raises doubts, whispering, "What if saying no pushes them away?" But embracing Stoicism means summoning the bravery to honor your convictions. Remember, practicing Stoicism isn't solely about external challenges, it's equally about confronting our internal battles. Saying no is a profound act of self-respect, signaling that you hold yourself in high esteem and refuse to settle for anything less than what you deserve. While there's a risk of potential loss, if declining something contrary to your values drives someone away, perhaps they weren't the right fit for you from the start. When someone realizes that you won't compromise your principles for their sake, it fundamentally alters their perception of you. It reveals your self-assurance and self-worth, qualities that are undeniably attractive. Additionally, saying no isn't merely about setting boundaries with others. It's equally about staying true to yourself. Don't allow the fear of solitude to sway you into decisions that contradict your authentic self. Let's take a moment to internalize this. Let's affirm that saying no isn't just permissible, but imperative. It's about remaining faithful to our essence, living with unwavering integrity, as the Stoics advocated. In essence, by mastering the art of saying no with grace and conviction, we cultivate relationships grounded in authenticity and mutual respect, rather than fear and concession. This is the essence of modern Stoicism, a timeless philosophy guiding us to lead lives of virtue, resilience, and genuine connection. Now consider this scenario. Imagine you're faced with a situation where saying no is the right thing to do, but it feels daunting. How do you summon the courage to uphold your values while navigating the complexities of relationships? Reflect on a time when you compromise your principles for the sake of harmony. How did it make you feel afterward? What lessons can you draw from that experience to practice modern Stoicism in your relationships moving forward? Lesson 9. Never chase, always value. Imagine this. You meet someone who catches your eye, someone you're keen to know better. But as time passes, you realize they're not returning your interest. Instead of moving on, you find yourself chasing after them, hoping they'll notice you eventually. Yet, let's view this through our Stoic lens. Stoicism teaches us not to chase after anyone, not out of indifference, but out of self-respect. When you chase after someone who doesn't reciprocate your interest, you're compromising your own worth. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." It's about recognizing that your value isn't dependent on someone else's validation. Consider this. When you chase after someone, you give away your power. You're essentially saying, "I'm willing to sacrifice my dignity for the slim chance that you might like me." But here's the truth. You don't need to chase anyone who truly values you. Instead, focus on nurturing your growth and well-being. As Epictetus advised, make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Invest your time and energy in things that bring you fulfillment. Build meaningful connections with those who appreciate you for who you are, not what you can offer them. Stop chasing after others, and instead, let them come to you. When you radiate self-confidence and self-respect, you become a magnet for the right people. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." So, let's commit to never chasing after someone who doesn't value us. Let's cultivate a Stoic routine of self-respect and dignity, knowing that the right people will recognize and appreciate us for who we are. Have you ever sincerely pursued someone but were cruelly rejected? What were your feelings at that time? Bored, disappointed, or happy, giving love to the other person, even without receiving their consent? Please share your feelings with us. Don't hesitate, because we are our friends. Lesson 10. Want less. Imagine unlocking the silent power within you, a force that speaks volumes without uttering a word. In the realm of practical Stoicism, there lies a treasure trove of wisdom, beckoning you to embark on a journey of self-discovery. Today we unveil the profound art of silence, unveiling 11 silent actions that reveal your true worth, echoing the timeless teachings of Stoic legend. In the heart of practical Stoicism lies a gem of wisdom, the art of wanting less. Stoic philosophy illuminates the path to true contentment, teaching us that happiness isn't found in the accumulation of possessions or achievements, but in the liberation from incessant desires. As Stoic legend echoes, he who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. So, let us pause amidst the clamor of modern life and reflect on the abundance that surrounds us. Contemplate the riches life has bestowed upon you, for within them lies the key to genuine wealth and power. Stoicism, with its timeless wisdom, teaches us to harness the potential of what we possess. As Epictetus reminds us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. True value arises not merely from ownership, but from the wise utilization of our resources. Thus, let us cultivate gratitude for what we have and wield it purposefully in our pursuit of fulfillment. In the pursuit of happiness, the trap of perpetual longing only leads to perpetual dissatisfaction. Stoicism offers a different path, acceptance of the present moment and gratitude for its gifts. By embracing the reality of our circumstances and making the most of our blessings, we unlock the door to true contentment. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. So, let us cast aside the shackles of unfulfilled desires and embrace the abundance that surrounds us. Desire is not inherently detrimental. It is the object of desire that defines its impact on our lives. Stoic philosophy encourages us to cultivate noble desires, those aligned with virtue and self-improvement. As we strive to better ourselves and build a brighter future, let us remember that true fulfillment arises from the pursuit of meaningful goals. Seneca aptly reminds us, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Thus, let us aspire not to accumulate wealth, but to enrich our souls through the pursuit of wisdom and virtue. In the tapestry of modern life, the benefits of silence are of 11 overlooked amidst the cacophony of noise. Yet, in the stillness of silence lies immense power, the power to listen, to observe, and to connect deeply with oneself and others. Stoicism teaches us to embrace moments of silence, for within them we discover the true essence of our being. As Epictetus wisely counsels, silence is better than unmeaning words. So let us heed the call to silence, for within its depths we find clarity, serenity, and profound insight. In the hustle and bustle of contemporary society, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Stoicism offers a guiding light, reminding us to cherish the present moment and make the most of our blessings. As we journey through life, let us cultivate an attitude of gratitude, for it is through gratitude that we find true contentment. As Epictetus poignantly remarks, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." So, let us rejoice in the abundance that surrounds us and embrace the silent actions that reveal our true worth. Lesson 11. Simplify your life. At the heart of practical Stoicism lies simplicity. It's the art of streamlining your existence, stripping away the excess to reveal the essence of a fulfilling life. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true contentment stems from mastering our own character, wielding the power to shape our happiness from within. Imagine this. Amidst the noise and chaos of modern life, the key to fulfillment rests solely within ourselves. Certainly, life requires certain essentials, but it's all too easy to clutter our existence with superfluous distractions. We accumulate material possessions, clutter our minds with unnecessary worries, and engage in actions that don't align with our true values. Practical Stoicism calls for a ruthless audit of our lives, both internal and external. Consider this. What if we began by decluttering our physical space, only to realize that our thoughts and behaviors also require pruning? Picture this. Every thought, every action is a choice. Each one either propels us forward on our journey of self-improvement or holds us back. What if we made a conscious effort to scrutinize our thoughts and actions, asking ourselves a simple question: does this serve my growth and happiness? By embracing this mindset, we begin to discern between what's essential and what's merely noise. We start to shed the excess, focusing only on what truly matters. Consider the story of Sarah, a young professional caught in the whirlwind of city life. Despite her success, she felt overwhelmed by the constant demands of her career and social obligations. In her quest for fulfillment, she stumbled upon the teachings of practical Stoicism. Inspired by the notion of simplicity, she embarked on a journey of self-discovery, decluttering her life one choice at a time. Sarah began by clearing out her cluttered apartment, donating items she no longer needed, and creating a serene sanctuary for herself. But it didn't stop there. She also started to examine her thoughts and behaviors, questioning whether they aligned with her values and goals. Through this process of introspection, Sarah discovered a newfound sense of clarity and purpose, realizing that true happiness resided in the simplicity of being true to herself. Now, imagine yourself in Sarah's shoes. What areas of your life could benefit from a dose of practical Stoicism? What unnecessary distractions are hindering your journey toward fulfillment? As you reflect on these questions, remember, simplicity is not deprivation, but liberation. By embracing the tenets of practical Stoicism, by learning to discern the essential from the trivial, you too can unlock the key to a life of true worth and meaning. In essence, practical Stoicism challenges us to always be silent in 11 situations: when faced with unnecessary distractions, when cluttering our minds with worries, when engaging in actions that don't align with our values, and when allowing the noise of the world to drown out our inner voice. Through simplicity we find clarity. Through silence we discover wisdom. And through the practice of practical Stoicism, we pave the path to a life of true fulfillment and purpose. In conclusion, Stoicism teaches us that our worth is not measured by grand gestures or loud declarations, but by the silent actions we take each day to show our loved ones how much they mean to us. By embodying these principles in our lives, we cultivate deeper connections and foster lasting bonds built on trust, respect, and understanding. I invite you to embrace these silent actions in your own relationships and witness the profound impact they can have. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Win Stoic. For more insightful content on Stoicism and how it can enrich your life, turn on notifications so you never miss out on our upcoming videos. Together, let's continue our journey toward a more meaningful and fulfilling existence.